Good evening. Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I'm your host, Ashley Live, and tonight's guest this evening will be the beautiful and talented singer, songwriter, guitarist Nish. This is episode 152, and Nish was on episode 114, which was back in September for me. So quick little bio on Nish. She was heavily inspired by her mother, who is also a singer, and Nish was also on season 20 of NBC's hit show The Voice on Team John Legend. Nish just released her debut single, Played, in February, and she's coming on the show to talk all about it. So Nish, whenever you're ready, come on in. Let's get this party started. Hey guys, how we doing? Hello. Good evening. Have you guys heard Nish's new single? Her debut single. Hello. Hi, Zay. How are you? Zay is another one of the Voice fam. Guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow Zay Romeo, who's in the chat right now. And make sure to follow all the Voice fam. Hi, Glenn. How's it going? Good evening. So, guys, go listen to Played. It's on all streaming platforms. Add it to your playlist. Share it. Do what you need to do. Tell everybody you know about Nish's new single. Oh, I'm so happy that you're good, Zay. Everything is going well over here. I'm just going to pin this comment really quick. Yes. Hi, Nish.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Your boy Zay's in the house.
I see. Hi, Zay.
Voice fam heavy.
Right.
So Nish, I just want to say thank you so much for coming back on the show. I had such a fun time chatting with you the first time around.
Yes.
Now we're here celebrating 1 year of your time on The Voice, as well as your debut single.
Yes.
Yay! So first and foremost, how's everything? What's going on?
It's great. Living life, making music, working,
Yes,
It's good though.
all the good stuff. So it's March, and that means it's Women's History Month. So Nish, can you tell me about a woman in your life who inspires you?
Well, this answer is probably always going to be the same. But my mom, for sure. Not only the same thing that I've said on The Voice or any interview about how she gave up basically her dream to have a family and stuff, but also just the fact that I'm able to do this and pursue what I'm trying to pursue as an independent artist, which is hard.
Yeah.
Literally because my mom, if she was not having it, I don't know how successful I would be. But yeah, my mom for sure. And always just there's times that are hard, and that you feel like you might not be able to do something, but she's literally never let that stop her from doing anything. So
Yeah. And that's the power of women. When women go through something, it doesn't matter how difficult it is, the strength of a woman is like nothing else.
Period. Right.
Like I was telling you earlier, the reason everybody is in the world right now is because a woman gave birth to you.
Mm-hmm.
And guys would not.
So let's start acting like it.
Exactly. So guys would not be able to handle childbirth. Let's just put it down like that. Seriously. Right?
That's the facts. Yeah.
Girl power, and kudos to your mom for being such a beautiful light and supportive system. It's so important to have strong women in your life because I feel like that's like the basis of your life. You know what I mean?
Really, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So congrats on your debut single, Played. It's been a month yet. So talk to me about these past couple weeks. What has it been like for you with your single that you just released?
It's been awesome. I don't know, just to see, I know that people support me, through everything, but I don't know, just seeing, sometimes if I'll pull up Spotify for artists and you can see if someone's listening to it right now, and every time I pulled it up, you're just like, oh, blah, 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 listening to it right now, or like a certain amount of people. And I'm like, oh, I love that. Like the fact that I know people are actually listening to it is great. Yeah. And also just the fact that it was my first, I feel like people are starting to see me, you know what I mean? Instead of just singing covers all the time, which is also fun. But I think it's just a vulnerable space to be. A vulnerable space, yeah.
So that's really cool. So you can go into Spotify and then it says like Jeff is listening to your song.
Oh, well, I won't tell you who. It'll give you like an amount of people.
Cool.
Right?
Oh, that's neat. You're like, oh my gosh, 7 people are listening to my song right now.
No, right, exactly. And then also it tells you like the top cities. Yeah. And to my surprise, Atlanta was like fighting with New York and Nashville, because I knew New York and Nashville would be probably up there because I know a lot of people there. Yeah. But like Atlanta was fighting with them. I'm like, oh, okay, Atlanta.
Yes. And it's cool to see where your fans are based out of and where, like, what cities really ride for you, because then when you go out and you tour and you do shows, you can make sure to hit those cities up, because there are other cities that might be smaller and you're like, never been to this city, never thought to go to this city, but they really love me here.
Right.
So let's talk about the inspiration behind the song.
So okay, I started writing this song actually in 2018. I had a little situation going on. Okay, it was a relationship, not like a situationship, but it was a relationship. Yeah. So the song initially came from that. In 2018, I literally had only written the chorus. Every time I tried to write around it for the next 2 years, it was not hitting for me. So like I would always just put it back on the back burner, like, okay, I'll do that later. And then one day, 2020, the year of a lot of things, I literally just sat down and wrote the rest of the song, like in one little sitting. It like all just came to me. So for me, like it initially came from one situation, but I think all my experiences throughout like the 2 years, I took bits and pieces from all of that and poured it into this song.
And it's cool that it took 2 years to write it, because you're right. At the time you originally started with the chorus, you were in one situation and then life happened, right? And then 2020 happens and everything is crazy everywhere. And then it just flowed out of you.
Right. Right. And then a couple months later, get a call for The Voice.
Yeah. And it's like, wait, what's going on here?
Right.
I love that. So talk to me about the creative process about this song. So 2018, talk to me about the creative process there, and then talk to me about what it was like in 2020.
Okay, so 2018, I literally was just with my guitar writing, because that's always what I used to do. I literally only ever wrote to my guitar. Yeah. Never like beats or anything, because I just thought I wasn't good at it. That has changed. But yeah, so it was just me and my guitar and a little notepad. And then 2020 came. I finished the song, but I didn't have someone who I felt like would embody the production the way I wanted it to be embodied, right? Yeah. So I spend the rest of the year really trying to think of someone. I'm like, oh, I don't know. And then 2021, I was in my car, and a song from one of my friends from Belmont, from my freshman year at Belmont, we were in the singing class together, and I am like obsessed with his voice. Yeah. His song came on, and I was like, my jaw literally dropped, because I'm like, why did I not think of Trafton? Like, I don't understand why that didn't come to my head, because his music literally is the vibe that I was going for. Right. And I remember freshman year one day, I was in his room, and he was showing me how he was like producing his music. Very meticulous, like everything was color coded, and like he was just really giving it his all, you know. And I know that, like, I knew he would do that for me, but he had never produced for anybody outside of himself. So I called him up. I'm like, you know, I was thinking, and I sent him the song, and he said he loved it and that he really wanted to produce it. So it was like a learning experience for the both of us, since we were both like doing this for the first time. But it was great.
Yeah, and that's cool that you didn't know who we were gonna work with, and then you heard the song, and you're like, "That's my guy."
Yeah.
So okay, so he usually does his own stuff, but then he was working with you. So what was that like for him?
Well, for us, basically, when I brought it to him, it was like April 2021. And it was funny because I'm not somebody who like just wants to rush and put something out. Like I'd rather have it be like quality, you know what I'm saying? Obviously. But so he actually was like planning a trip across the country. So we couldn't work on it for like all the summer.
Yeah.
And then he got back and we worked on it. And when I actually did the interview with you and I was talking about how I wanted to release some music around Halloween.
Yeah.
Because it was giving like dark vibes and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. But then but then it just didn't fall that way. I'm glad it didn't because I feel like it made sense for Valentine's Day. But it was just a lot of like patience from both of us, honestly, because me being like the first time I'm actually recording with somebody outside of myself or like literally anything that I'm planning on releasing. I was so meticulous. Like I've been thinking about posting my notes for the song, but I think I look crazy. So I'm like, maybe not. But it was just a lot of patience between both of us and a lot of communication but it was all so good and in good spirits. And I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I love that you were very meticulous about it and you wanted it to be released at the right time. Because sometimes I think people like, they're like, oh, I need to release content or I need to release, you know, a song in the next 6 months or whatever. But it's like, I think it's something you need to take your time with and just be like, when it's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, like let's just like cool it. And I love that you released Valentine's Day because I think Valentine's Day is one of those holidays, holidays, if you will. I don't think it's like a holiday. Yeah. And so people are like, oh my God, like I'm so in love with the person with, but I don't think a lot of people really talk about like the other side of it, like being in a bad relationship or like celebrating being single. So I love that you kind of just put this whole spin on it and it was like, boom, here's the single.
Yeah, exactly. I did play on the fact that, you know, a lot of times Valentine's Day, people are like, oh, you're in love, blocked, like you're getting blocked.
Yeah.
I see that all the time. It's so funny to me. So I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect timing.
Perfect timing. And like I just don't feel like a lot of people talk about like the bad times in a relationship. They're just like, oh my gosh, we're so great. But it's like for you to come out with it on that day, I think it like made a statement. It was like, here I am, like in full force, single, let's do it.
Right. And also just like the timing thing again, I feel like a lot of people, like obviously fans and supporters want to hear your stuff as much as they do.
Right.
But I also think it needs to be taken into account that like creatives, it's not, for true artists, I feel like it's so vulnerable and so intimate to even like put your thoughts and your experiences on a piece of paper, let alone release it to the world to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, not even just about when the song is ready, but when the artist is ready as well. So I think that's something that needs to be thought about a little bit more when it comes to like timing and stuff. For people like, oh, when's your stuff coming out or blah blah blah. Like I get it, but like also let's take a step back.
Right, because it's like you're so vulnerable when you write things down. And it's like, you know, when you write something down, it's like that release. When you say it, release. When you release it to the world, it's like a whole nother, oh my God, I'm really nervous. Like, are people going to like it? Like, what if somebody reaches out to me and they say they don't like it? Or what if they say like, or on the other side, they might say like, Nish, oh my gosh, I know what you were talking about in the song because I went through my own stuff like that.
Right, exactly. And if someone is not ready to release something because they're still like dealing with a certain emotion, and even if it's positive feedback and you're like, oh, well, that kind of just brought me back to this place that I didn't want, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's just important, but.
Yeah, because I think of people who like journal and stuff and nobody ever sees what they write. But songwriters are very vulnerable in the fact that like when they release it into the wild, it's one of those things where you're like, oh my gosh, should I really have released it? Like I was very feel like I kind of like stripped down.
No, yeah, it was crazy because I hadn't thought about like the fact that maybe this person would hear it and feel a way. But I was showing my sister and my brother-in-law the song, and my brother-in-law was like, "Oh, how is so-and-so gonna feel about this?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Like, what do you mean?" Because I didn't think about it. Because for me, like that was the initial thing, but obviously, like I said, I poured some other experiences in there. So I literally reached out to him beforehand, and I'm like, just so you know, this song is about to come out. Like, don't take it personal. Like, I don't want anyone to feel like, I don't know, targeted or something. I don't know, but yeah, stuff like that. I think it's just a lot that goes into releasing your own stuff.
Totally. Wait, but I feel like there was only a small part of the song about him, the chorus.
True, yeah, but it's just the fact that like the song came from that, and if
Yeah.
my brother-in-law heard it and thought of him,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you know, like.
So how did he react when you said, "Hey, just want to let you know, something's coming out"?
He was super cool about it. Like, he's always super cool about stuff. He like sent me a picture of a Grammy. He's like, your name's gonna be on that, style. Like, it was really nice. Yeah, he's really understanding and like nice about it, of course. But I just didn't even think, oh, he would think it's about him. And he said, oh, I wouldn't have thought. So it was just my brother-in-law.
And then
crazy.
Yeah, and then with some of these crazy songs, right, with some of the hardest things that we go through, I think the most beautiful songs come out of it, right? Like some of the most amazing songs ever written were when people were going through difficult times. So like, yeah, you got played and like it's really, really, really sucked. But like, look at this beautiful piece of art that came from that.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you watch Euphoria, but that's like, that's like what Rue was talking about. One of the characters wrote a whole play about basically everybody's lives in the show, and she was saying like, you've gone through so much, but something beautiful came out of it. So,
yeah, and I think that's such a good way to like look at things in your life, because I think some people are always like, oh, I want like this happy life, and I'm like, life isn't like happy every single day. Like downs, and those times that are really, 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 really difficult are when things test you. But the most beautiful songs will come from those times where you're like crying or you're angry or like, you know, you broke up with someone or, you know, you got in a fight with a friend or a relative. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think you got to have that like ebb and flow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you want your fans to take away from this song?
Just the fact that if you are in his situation, let it go. Let him go. Let her go, whatever it is. But also just like indirectly, feel your feelings. I feel like I say this every time I get on here. But feel your feelings and allow yourself to be okay with doing that, instead of just, you know, trying to hide it and gatekeep it. Even if it's just to literally like yourself and your four walls, like just get it out and you know. Yeah.
Definitely. And leave that person you're with if they're not.
Yeah. Bounce, time to go.
Yeah. I wish I had this song like multiple times in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, Nish, if you released this song a couple of years ago, you would have really helped me.
Well, now you got it though.
I got it. So now, like when I'm going through something, I'm like, bye.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the songwriting and how your songwriting has evolved over time.
Yeah. So I've been like actually songwriting. I always think the age of 7, but it was somewhere around there. Me and my sister, we wrote this song about like, we going out tonight. We were literally like 7, but it was funny. And then I feel like 2014, I got my first guitar. It was a little blue like guitar off of Amazon. I was like, I'm going to teach myself to play. So that's when I started teaching myself to play, and that's when I started like writing to guitar. So literally since 2014, I have songs that are like finished and stuff that I never released, but I've played places. Yeah. But I think my songwriting now is more developed simply because I kind of hindered myself or limited myself to just guitar, because I was like, oh, I can't write to beats. Like every time I tried it, it was just not, it was not giving. But now, like, my best friend from home, she'll send me beats because she just got into this whole creative thing too, and she's like so naturally good at it. Yeah. And I'm like, what the heck? How did you not know you could do this? But yeah, so now I'm definitely writing to beats more and stuff like that. But you gotta stick to the handy dandy guitar.
Yeah, and I think you want to like stay with what's comfortable for you. So let's talk about the songwriting on the guitar. Do the lyrics come first? Are you strumming and then like maybe some lyrics will just pull up in your head? Like how does that work?
It's different every time. I think at first it was definitely me finding a melody on guitar first and then writing to it.
Yeah.
But now I literally live my life and I'll hear something and I'll write it in my like lyrics notepad thing, and then I'll try to put something together through there. But I think it does start mostly with the melody on guitar.
Nice. Now, do you play guitar every day?
No, I do not. I need to get back into it. Every time I have like nails, I can't play, obviously.
Right.
And throughout this last like year and a half, I don't know why, but I just started liking the girly things like nails and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't giving the attention that I needed to be giving to my guitar, but I told myself this year that I wasn't going to get any nails, at least for like the first couple months.
Yeah.
And I'm going to focus on playing my guitar.
Yes. So yeah, I was just talking to someone about that the other day about nails, and when you get them, you can't do anything. Like when I have nails, I can't wash dishes, I can't do things. Like I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I can't use my hands, which you obviously need to use your hands for everything.
No, literally. But I feel like I can do a lot. The only thing that like seems difficult is maybe like pulling my card out of the gas station thing.
Oh yeah.
And that's really it. And playing guitar.
Yeah.
But I feel like everything else, you can kind of like get the hang of it. And then when you take them off, now everything feels weird because it's like different.
Right. Yeah. And I can only imagine how difficult it is to play guitar with the nails. I mean, like it's kind of like
you literally can't.
It just like gets in the way.
No, yeah. No way.
So what advice would you give to other songwriters?
Probably the same advice that I would give to like supporters and things. But also just, again, let yourself feel your emotions, put it on paper, and also just like don't be afraid to let it go. Yep. I know we just had this whole spiel about like when the artist is ready and things like that, but sometimes you almost never feel ready. I've seen that a lot of times, like recently. You just gotta kind of jump, I guess. But definitely let yourself feel it, process your emotions. Yeah.
Processing your emotions is extremely important. I think people tend to run away from them at times.
That was me.
And it's like, oh, I'm just gonna like put it under the rug and like pretend like I don't feel it.
And then one little thing happens and the world is ending. Literally. Like I think we talked about this maybe the first time, but all throughout my life, basically until I went to college, I was very much so like no vulnerability, no feelings, no emotion, no nothing. Like my whole entire life, I felt like I was just there as a protector of like my sister, even though she's older than me, but that's just like what I was giving all throughout school. And then I went to college. I wasn't with my sister anymore because we literally like grew up, same room, same everything. And I felt like I was having an identity crisis or something. Like I didn't know what am I doing? You know, like all my life I was this tough, like assertive, no emotion person. But yeah, I dove into that my freshman year of college and then never looked back.
And I think that's great that you did that, because I felt like I came into my own person when I was a freshman in college. Because yeah, when you grow up in a certain kind of family with your family dynamics, it's like maybe you're not supposed to show emotion or you're supposed to be protective of this person or that person. But I think when you go out on your own and you're like, who am I? Like, I can't be like that. Like, that's not who I am. Like, I need to stay true to myself. And like, if I'm angry about something, I need to tell people I'm angry. Like, I can't just like here and like pretend like, you know, I'm Teflon Don. You know what I mean?
But it's not even like it was a family thing. Like we were very affectionate and like loving and stuff. I think I honestly just put it on myself. And I don't know where I decided to do that, but it just came and it stayed until I went to college.
Vulnerability is so important though. I think it's so important for people to be vulnerable in their feelings and just be like, I feel this way, and like I'm angry, I'm crying, I'm sad. Like, and I think it's important to feel all those emotions.
Right.
Yeah, because then like, and then even your relationships with people in your life are better when you're more vulnerable. Because I think sometimes when we have like this, like, you know, this like assertiveness, it's like, do you ever cry? It's like, no. Like, you know what I mean? Like, had people ever seen you cry like growing up?
No, literally, I say this all the time. I feel like the first time my mom, and I grew up with my mom, like she raised me in my single mom house, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like the first time my mom even ever saw me truly break down was 2018 because of the whole thing.
Wow.
But like, I literally could not contain myself, and I always am able to do that. You know, like I'm always able to just put the wall down and just like, so that everyone can feel their emotions without having to worry about mine. I think that's where that comes from for me. But I literally could not. I literally walked out the room and I fell into my mom's arms crying because it was just too much for me. But like, I feel like that was the first time. And even now, I do the same thing. Like I'll go somewhere and just be by myself and do it. But I think that's progress still though.
Yeah, I think progress is for her to see you cry in 2018. What?
No, I know. It's so crazy too because they always say that I was like the kid that cried all the time. Like when I was a baby, I was always crying for my mom. But like, I guess that just went away one day. I don't know.
Yeah. But I think it's important to cry. Like, it is important to cry because then it's kind of like that release that you need. And it could be a good cry. It could be an angry cry. It could be a sad cry. There's tons of different cries. Like, I was watching American Idol the other night, the premiere. Did you watch American Idol?
I didn't watch it, but I know some people who are on it.
You do?
Yeah, there's one person who went to Belmont with me, and then there's another guy. His Instagram is Prince Tech. He's good friends with
God, you know Prince Tech?
I don't know him personally, but he's friends with Vic and Dion. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I know like of him. But
yeah, it's crazy. So I also had Prince Tech on my show like last year. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like I not only did I have him on the show, but now he's gonna be on Idol. So the reason I asked if you watched the premiere of Idol was because like I was ready. I was like, I'm gonna cry through this whole entire the whole entire 2 hours. And I didn't. There were times that I did and didn't, but it's so emotional. And I was crying. I felt that story. I felt that voice. I felt that emotion. But it wasn't like I was sad. Like I was so happy for them. Like they're finally able to share their dream, and they're like being on a show like that, as you know, is so amazing for their career because you're gonna have people in every corner of this country and worldwide that finally get to know who you are. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Those shows, I literally like. I've always been emotional when it comes to those shows.
Yeah.
You're literally watching someone's dreams come true, and also. Because I had that dream of being on a show like that since I was little, it was always like, oh my gosh, like that's so awesome for them. But when our season premiered a year ago, yesterday, I literally could not stop crying. And I told myself, I'm like, why did I even like get cute and put on makeup? Because I'm going to cry all of it off. Like it was so emotional seeing everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of those things. And yeah, that actually brought me to my next point. And 21, you were on season 20 of The Voice.
Yes.
A year ago. I was like, oh my gosh.
It's so crazy.
Much could happen in a year, right?
Yeah.
And it's like this time last year, you were on the show, you were in like the thick of it, trying out. Like looking back on that, what does that mean to you?
It's like so wild. When it was closer to the premiere date and like closer to everything like having had happened, I was still looking at it in a space of like, oh my God, that happened and like that's so big and blah blah blah. Like it is big still. Yeah. But to me now I see it more in a stepping stone type of way, which they always say like yes, it is meant to be a stepping stone. But I feel like it's harder to see it like that when you're just coming off of it, especially when like everything kind of just stops abruptly. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's just, now I can look back. Sometimes I don't even, it doesn't feel real. Like my sister was sharing some of the videos yesterday of like John singing the song that he sung. And it was like full band. And I'm like, wow, I was literally standing in front of John. He was singing a song about me to me. And he decided to pull the whole band in because I was the last one. Like, that's so crazy. Yeah. I don't know. When it's you, I feel like it almost is less crazy until you actually take a step out of yourself and look at it. Like as if you're watching someone having their dreams come true, you know?
Right, because it's like, yeah, I can only imagine what it's like being on a show like that, having a blind audition, working with an incredible coach, like, and plus when you're on a show like that, it's like you got to be in the moment because when you're not, you're like, oh my gosh, everything's happening so quick. Like a week just went by and that person just got voted off. And oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Like, I just think it's so.
Oh yeah, I could not take it.
Right?
No. When battle started, because Vic and Dion, I think, were the first to go.
Yeah.
And everybody, I promise you, every single contestant felt like Vic and Dion were both staying. Like, it was a no-brainer. And they were the first to go. So, like, of course, there's all the seals, whatever.
Right.
When I heard that Dion didn't get stolen or saved or something, I was like, no way. And I literally immediately started crying. It was such an emotional time. Like, I could not. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, because you become friends with all of these people, right?
Yeah.
You love all of them. They're all so unbelievably talented.
Yeah.
But they keep getting knocked off the show. And then there's like 20, and then there's 10, and then there's 5. And it's like, oh my gosh, we're all like, I might win, but like, I might win. Like, you just never know what's going to happen.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so crazy. It's an emotional roller coaster for sure. Christine in the house. Christine also released a single. Oh, it's so good.
Hi, Christine. How's it going? Was there a song that you wanted to sing on The Voice that you didn't get an opportunity to sing?
Oh, that's such a good question. Yeah, there was. Jealous by Labyrinth. So my niece, she passed away in 2020. And the way I look at the song, it was like relevant to her. So when we were choosing our songs for Knockout, it wasn't on like our list of songs. So I emailed our music people and I asked them, like, can I please sing this song? But they said that I wasn't able to, but maybe later on. But obviously we didn't get there. So yeah, Jealous by Labyrinth was the one for me.
Mm-hmm. And my condolences.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I can imagine what that is like when you lose someone so near and dear to your heart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you could sing a song with your coach, John Legend, what song would you sing and why?
You know, there's so many songs out there in the world. But I have this like vision of me and like our season 20 contestants doing a whole thing, like, you know how they did We Are the World?
Yeah.
With, you know, every legendary person ever.
Yep. Something
like that. So definitely throw John in there. But I also really love his song Ooh La La, and I think I would want to sing that. It would be a little weird because, like, it's weird, you know, the song. I don't know. But yeah. Ooh La La. John Legend.
I love what you said about We Are the World, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think when that song came out, and it came out a very, very, very long time ago, but I think it would be cool to do a song with everybody from your season, like a song like that. Like We Are the World, when it came out, it was just this groundbreaking song,
right?
And it meant so much to so many people, and it still does. Like, it was one of those like beautiful sons.
And my mom was thinking about it too. She brought it up to me like a week ago too, and I'm like, yeah, I've been thinking about it, but I don't know why I haven't said anything. But maybe we'll make it happen. Maybe.
You know what? It needs to happen. They should do that with every season.
Yeah, you know what? There's so many things that they should do. But
maybe they'll see this and take our suggestions. Right?
Yeah, I remember I was on a live with someone and I spoke about, because someone was asking, oh, like, what coach would you want to see on there? And I said Ariana Grande, and literally a week later, the post was up, and I was in tears because what? Yeah.
I think sometimes when you say things, you never know who could be listening. You never, right? Like when you manifest something and you say it publicly in a forum, or you say it in an interview or something like that, it's really interesting to see like 6 months later when something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
It's crazy.
So you kind of already answered this, but I'm going to even go a step further with this. Who from season 20 would you like to collab with?
Oh, literally everyone.
I know.
Cam, obviously, right? Yeah. Like, who's not gonna say Cam? Gianna. Love Gianna's voice. Me and Gianna think that if I would have picked Kelly, we would have been battle partners.
Yeah.
Ine. Yeah. She also just dropped a single. I mean, I literally am gonna name everyone. Vic, Dion,
I know, because there's so
Christine, like.
yeah, there's so many great people from your season that it's so hard to pick just
No,
one.
yeah, it's so
Yeah, but it's just so cool because even if they aren't the same genre as you never know what could come out of that, right?
Like Kim and Emma.
Yeah,
Crazy.
totally. What was the pivotal moment in your life when you knew you wanted to pursue music?
I kind of always knew, but I would say when I started making like my little Cheetah Girls groups in elementary school, like I was dead serious, making them audition and like having them make sure that they come to rehearsal during recess. It was a whole thing. Like it was not, my mom said 4. But yeah, I wasn't playing any games. I like had concert tickets, you know, written up, and we would come to practice and stuff. But yeah,
I love that you did this when you were in school, and you're like, yeah, you're coming to practice. We're doing it in recess, like.
And if you're not willing to give that time up, you don't need to be in the group. That's how I was. It was really just straight like that.
I love it though, because from a young age you just took charge, and you're like, this is gonna happen with or without you. So you're either.
Truly though, actually.
So the last time we talked was September 2021, and things have been like so crazy with COVID. So how are you holding up? How are you feeling? How are you dealing with this whole craziness of the world?
It's wild. It's a lot. The COVID thing obviously is a lot in and of itself. I actually had COVID right at January 2nd. It was
like last month?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, are you okay?
I didn't know. I would have never known that I had it if my coworker didn't say like he tested positive and I went to go get tested, because I felt fine. Like I didn't have any symptoms. But no, yeah. The only thing, like 3 days later after I had already gotten tested, I started getting like a stuffy nose, but that was really it. But it set me back. I was because I wanted to have everything done for Played by January 14th, like submitted and done, ready for release. But because I was stuck in the house in my room for like 10 days, I almost like didn't get my whole photo shoot thing done. It was just so much, but you know, everything worked out the way it was supposed to. So
I'm so happy that you're better now, and that's crazy. So you didn't really have any symptoms? Wow.
And I was supposed to get my booster shot literally the day that I think I figured out that I had COVID. Crazy.
Well, I'm so happy you're feeling better now, and the single came out when it was supposed to come out.
Right.
You know what I mean? What's a day in the life of Nish like?
Oh my gosh, right now it's work. You know, this independent artist thing is expensive. So I definitely, you know, just try to keep up with my work and yeah. So
working. So do you have a full-time job, right?
Actually, okay, so I had 2 jobs. And then one was like a touring thing. It was the Friends Experience. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but the Friends Experience, they moved to Arizona. So then I had a job at the gym, which I still have. So now I only work part-time at the gym, but I might start a new position. So oh, that's my coworker right there from the Friends Experience. Hey,
hello, coworker. Yeah. I talk to so many independent artists. And it is really expensive because you think of all the time and money that you put into marketing and studio time and hiring people, and it's just like,
it's a lot.
So overwhelming. So yeah, there are a lot of independent artists that also have multiple jobs just to support themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
but we're making it work.
You're making it work. You're doing what you need to do. So talk to us about what's coming up in the next couple months or so. What's going on?
So I'm hoping, I don't know if I'll say it. I'm hoping to have an EP by like the end of the year, I think. I've got some songs that I really love that I really want everybody to hear. So I think EP definitely. Some co-writes.
Cool.
I'm excited for that. Anybody who's listening, you should go check out. He's official one of one on Instagram. You should also check out She Love Mal, Dre Smooth, and Frankie Sings. I'll like put it on a post or something so you guys can check them out. But they're like super good. Yeah, some trips to California, possibly to go see Cam.
Nice.
Yeah, traveling. I think traveling. Yeah.
Good stuff. So the EP, when do you think it's gonna come out?
I'm like shooting for. I'm trying to like take into account all the traveling that I'm probably gonna do, so you know, time. But I'm maybe like, I'd say fourth quarter of the year.
Okay. Well, you're definitely gonna have to come back.
Yeah.
When it drops, so we can talk all about it.
For
Awesome.
sure.
So, guys, if you don't know, Nish dropped her debut single, Played, last week, and we pinned the comment. So in the comments, look at that comment that we just pinned. Go stream the music. What else can they do to support you, Nish?
Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, definitely TikTok because that's the thing now. But my TikTok is not like my Instagram. It's your girl Nish with 2 H's. So there's that. Twitter too, you could do that. Denisha K. Dalton, same as Insta. But yeah. And just follow me on my journey.
Yes. Nish has a lot of cool stuff coming up, guys. And if you don't already, please make sure to follow her. So that's all the questions I have for you this evening. But Nish, you're going to sing for us.
I am. I'm actually going to Played.
Yes.
Hello. So, I don't know if you can see. I'm playing my guitar here. I'm on. Hello. But yes, this is Played. If you haven't streamed it yet, you can go ahead and stream it on most platforms. Right now, it's a little iffy. But let's do Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud for sure. Those 3 are for sure in the clear. So you can go stream on there. Okay? In the 5 a.m. hour, it's me, our past is living in. My mind is a war zone, resentment ain't winning. Going 90 miles an hour, driving me back to him. It ain't making sense, it ain't making sense. Tell me you miss me, tell me you love me, telling me all the things that I don't wanna hear. I'm moving on, babe. You can roll me back in, babe. Gave you a chance and I just got fucking played. Oh, 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 oh. Start with a new page, the days are moving on me. My energy's changing, cause Nish on ecstasy. No, there's good people around, I'm not feeling down. I put the shoot you words. They gotta be a curse, some type of bloodthirst. Tell me you miss me, tell me you love me, telling me all the things that I don't wanna hear. I'm moving on, babe. You can hold me back in, babe. Gave you a chance and I just gotta fucking play. Tell me you miss me, tell me you love me, telling me all the things that I don't want to hear. I'm moving on, baby, you can roll me back in bed. The last time was the last time, up in the early hours, marching in. Feelings you gave me, gonna shoot them down again. See you up in the front line, ready for war. Ain't no change in my mind, no baby, no more. Tell me you miss me, tell me you love me, telling me all the things that I don't want me. I'm moving on, babe, you can roll me back in, babe. The last time I
Guys, give it up for Nish.
That is Played.
Single that just dropped in February. It's called Played. Thanks, Nish. That's such a beautiful tune.
Thank you. Thank you. That's actually the first time, guys, after the release. So there's that little exclusive.
Thanks for the exclusive, Nish.
We love it. And then now, to celebrate the 1 year of, our premiere on The Voice, I decided to sing one of the songs that I didn't realize when I was talking to you earlier, but this is one of the songs that I sent in when they asked me to send in some videos. So This is Pray by Sam Smith. Young and foolish, made bad decisions, blocked out the news, turned my back on religion. Don't have no degree, I'm somewhat naive. I made it this far on my own. Lately, this shit ain't been getting me higher. I lift up my head and the world is on fire. Straight in my heart, fear in my bones. I just don't know what to say. Maybe I'll pray, yeah. Pray, yeah. Maybe I'll pray. I've always believed in you, so I'm gonna pray. Yeah. I'm gonna pray. You gon' find me in church, reading the Bible. I am still here and I'm still your disciple. Down on my knees, begging you please. I'm broken, alone, and afraid. I'm not a saint, I'm more of a sinner. Don't wanna lose, but I feel for the winners when I'm trying to explain. Words run away, and that's why I am stood here today. I'm gonna pray. Yeah. I'm gonna pray. Won't you call me? Can we have a one-on-one, please? Let's talk about freedom. Everyone praising you. Everyone praising you. Won't you call me? Can we have a one-on-one, please? Let's talk about freedom. Everyone praising you. Everyone praising you. Oh, pray. Yeah. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray.
Yes, Nish! Beautiful. I'm just going to go through some of these comments here. Tom says, awesome. Jamal says, sing, Nish.
Jamal! Hey.
Love it. Yes. Love in the chat. Christine says, sing.
Christine, love you, girl.
Yes. So, guys, if you're in the chat right now and you have questions for Nish, feel free to put them in the comment section below.
Yes, do that, please. Hey, Jamal.
Yes.
Jamal is a singer, too. I'm waiting for him to get on The Voice.
Yeah. Try out for The Voice. Let's do it.
Well, we love it. Thanks, Mom.
Thank you, Mom. I hope she was in here earlier when we were talking about her and giving her all.
She was. She was. Every time I'm on a live, like, I'll hear her outside this door. And I'm like, oh, I can hear myself. So she went in the time.
Christine wants to know, what's your favorite bar from Played?
Ooh, I like that question. I would say the ecstasy line. Simply because I didn't realize how, I guess, vulnerable it was. And so I was talking to Trapton when he was producing it, and he was like, what made you say like your own name in this line, or like your own name in this song?
Yeah.
I didn't even think twice about it. Like, I just put it in there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's really vulnerable and really like almost calling yourself out, but not really. Cause like, obviously I said no, like I'm not doing ecstasy, but like just the fact that I put my name in it, you know? So I like that. What's your favorite line?
So what's that line?
Putting in face of days and moving on me. Oh, my energy's changed. You think has Nish done ecstasy? No.
I know. I heard you said ecstasy in your name, and I was like, whoa, wait, what did she say?
No.
I was like, wait, did she just? Is she?
Just get people around. I'm not feeling down. You know? So yeah.
Love it. So, what's your favorite song to sing and why?
Oh, that's good. This changes all the time, I think. My favorite song to sing. That's such a good question. I would say, I don't know, every time someone asks me to sing a song, I kind of go back to I See Fire.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why. I mean, I like the lyrics. The lyrics, I feel like, can be tied to literally any type of world situation that we've been in recently. So that's one for sure. Also, I Have Questions is another one because, and it was not at all written with the attention to mean what I take it as. It was definitely meant as a romantic, you know, I have questions like, why did you do that? But for me, I think we talked about this. It was the whole, you know, police thing and
Jamal said, it's been a year since The Voice. What did you do to celebrate?
It has been a year since The Voice. I spoke to some friends from The Voice. I don't know if you guys saw Carolina's video. It was so funny. But she was calling to see if like fellow contestants would realize what day it was. She asked me what day it was. I was like, March 1st. But when I said it, I'm like, March 1st, because, you know. And she was like, no, Nish. So I got it wrong in her video, but I swear I knew.
Yeah, it's so crazy what can happen in a year and the friendships that you make from. So are you guys like in a group text with each other?
Yeah, we have a bunch of like group texts, honestly. But it's more so like even when people say, oh, you guys made some like really great friends, I feel like it's like family. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't, even the people I haven't seen, I have not seen Carolina since February 14th.
Really?
Of 2020. Yeah.
Wow.
But that's going to change because hopefully I'm going to New York next month.
Yes.
So I'll see her.
She is performing all the time.
Yes. I know. I see her. I'm like, go sis. But I'm just, even like Carolina, I haven't seen her in so long, but that's my little sister. You know what I mean? Like, no questions about it. So.
Voice fam, I love that.
Yes.
Is there a bucket list venue that you'd like to perform at?
Ooh. So there's two. There's Madison Square Garden, obviously, my home, right? But also, I don't think they call it the Staples Center anymore, but the Staples Center. I think they changed.
Oh, yeah. They call it like crypto.com arena or something.
I have no idea what they call it.
But honestly, I think the real ones will always call it Staples Center.
Yeah.
Because it's like the Staples Center, like we know how prestigious like that venue is, but yes, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I would love that. I want to do that.
Have you been to the Staples Center?
No.
But you've probably been to MSG though, right?
I don't think so.
You haven't?
Oh wait. I actually don't know. I only went to one like big concert. It was a One Direction concert. Yeah, way back when. I don't know if that was MSG though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you know what? They're on your bucket list and you're going to perform at both of them.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So Nish, do you have any final words for the room?
Well, for one, thank you guys so much for supporting me, not only like during The Voice, but also sticking around. It means a lot to us, like as artists, especially as like artists who have been on a show like that. It's so easy for us to feel like we kind of been forgotten, especially when, because The Voice moves so fast, you know, it's 2 seasons in 1 year. So like, it's just easy to feel left behind and forgotten. But because of the people that come from the show, and the supporters that we meet off of the show, like we don't feel like that. So thank you.
Yeah, I think it's so important because you're right. There are so many episodes and seasons of The Voice, and they're doing 2 seasons a year. So sometimes when the show is no longer on the air, like go and support these beautiful and talented singers that are on these shows, guys. Yeah. They're so amazing. Just because they're no longer on the show doesn't mean they stop singing. Like,
right.
them, support them, share their music, buy their music, see them when they do shows in your town, support, DM them and just be like, hey. Like,
yes, I love a random DM. I check my requests all the time.
Yeah.
And Instagram has been doing this thing where like my requests are like all jumbled in like a weird order. I don't know, but I try to get to them. And yeah, I just like Jamal is one of the first people who reached out from when I was back on The Voice, and I literally speak to Jamal like we're friends now, you know?
Yeah.
Like right now we're twinning our hair. He has the same color.
Yes! Oh, I love that. Yeah, guys. Support good music. And for the people watching, how could they support you, Nish?
Stream, play it, please. As much as you can. But also feel it. I also put out a thing where I wanted like creatives to just take the song and do what they do.
Yeah.
To it. So whether you paint, you write, you do spoken word, you dance, any of that. Like I'm working on getting a instrumental, like an actual instrumental for people who want to do covers or like rap or do like, you know, things like that. So
oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Then people could sing over it or rap over it or do like, you know, interpretive dance or something.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
And there's so many artistic people that do really, really, really cool things. Exactly. And that's such a cool way for your fans to feel the music. You know what I mean?
Or even just other creative, like I think the best part of creating something is the fact that you've created it and now other creatives can create something off of that. You know what I mean? I love that. Like I just think that's what we should be doing all the time.
Yeah, or even like on TikTok when someone duets with you.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you sing like the first part of your song and then they sing the chorus, and it's like really cool because it's like people have different takes of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I've seen so many of the open like verse TikToks now. You know, they'll sing like a little verse of their song and then someone will do. Oh, I love those.
It's so cool because then like you can get in front of their audience and they can get in front of yours, and then someone's like, oh, I saw so and so on this page, or like this person did a collab with Charlie Puth or something, and it's really cool. You know what I mean? To like for TikTok to have that ability. I wish Instagram you could do stuff like that.
I know, yeah, Instagram, they gotta get it. They gotta catch up.
Catch up.
I'm like, oh my goodness. As much as I feel like post, I don't even post that much on Instagram, but as much as I feel like I'm doing better with like content and stuff on Instagram, or like just being more on social media, because I promise you, literally almost every week I'm like, I want to delete my story. Yeah, but I don't ever do it. But now, Instagram's like dying.
Yeah, don't delete it. No, content, and it's like, think about it, if you posted something and it got like 4,000 likes or whatever, delete it. Like I actually know artists who sometimes I go to their IG profile and they delete all their stuff and they only have like 3 pictures or videos. I'm like, whoa, wait,
yeah. No, yeah, I know people archive their stuff. I get it if it's like they're coming out with a single or something. I don't know. I think I'm too sentimental, first of all, over like certain things. So I don't ever want to do that.
I don't want to either. Like, because the thing is, like in June, what were you doing? And you're like, oh, what was I doing in June of last year? And then you're like, oh, this is where I was, or I went to this restaurant with this person or whatever. And I think it's kind of like that. Yeah, like it's like recapping your life and like seeing what you did on a specific, So I definitely don't delete it because it's like it's and it's cool, and people like, even though IG isn't as popular as TikTok, it's just a different form of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, me and my friend actually the other day were talking about how like, so there was this post and it was asking, oh, do you delete photos and videos from like past relationships or whatever. And at first I'm like, absolutely. But then I'm like, actually no, because he brought up with the points like that's a time when you were like happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like you're in like another relationship. Obviously, delete the coupley type things, but I don't know. He made a good point. Like that's a time when you were happy, so why would you?
Right.
You know.
And then it kind of like makes you think of like, for instance, like my last relationship, I still have the photos up, but I think I looked good in the photos. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, I wish I could fix out his face, but like, I kind of can't because it's IG and you can't do that. But like, I think I looked good there. So
yeah. Exactly, period. That's exactly how. I love that. I love that.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. It's not like I like want to get back together with him. It's just the fact that like it recapped where I was in my life at that specific day and time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Nish, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for coming back on the show and talking about your debut single and celebrating The Voice.
Yes.
1 year of The Voice. So, guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow my girl Nish right here on IG, Spotify, TikTok, all that good stuff. Put the song on playlist, share the music, stream the music, give her feedback. She loves that.
I love feedback.
For good music. And guys, if you don't already, make sure to follow me. I'm Ashley Live. I interview incredible musicians just like Nish all the time. So guys, give us both a follow, support good music, be kind to each other, be safe, and we will see you next time.
Yes.
Thanks.
Bye.